请重按手指。谢谢。
Welcome back everyone. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification down below. Let's get into the video. Today we're going to look at how COVID-19 has affected training schools in China. I'm currently in Hunan province, which is in the middle of China, in a city called Zhuzhou. If you'd like to hear more about how I came to China and what I did in those 5 years, if this video gets 200 likes, I'll make a video about that, explaining how I came here, what jobs I've had, and my experience so far. The first impact on training schools is that most of the teachers have left. In January and February, a lot of foreigners who used to work at the training schools left and went back to their own countries, because that was around the time that everything was getting serious with the virus in China, and they were locking down lots of cities that weren't Wuhan or in Hubei province. I think this is because they thought it was safer in their own countries than they were in China. But let's be honest now, looking at the situation in other countries, probably best to stay in China. And if you look at it from a normal, purely common sense point of view, where something begins is where it's going to end, right? That was my reason for staying anyway. If it's starting in China, it will probably end in China first. I think this is mainly due to my belief that, now if you go outside, everything is pretty much normal, apart from a lot more masks and a lot more temperature checks. Okay, so now there's a lot less teachers for the training schools that are still open, and the Chinese government closed the border to basically 99% of all the foreigners who have a visa. A training school that used to have 7, 8, 9, 10 teachers now only has about 1 or 2. The training school that I work at, we used to have 9, now we only have 2. That is a big problem when you have over 1,000 students. How are you going to give them all a class when you only have 2 teachers? Secondly, because a lot of parents, a lot of people in China are finding it financially difficult right now after not having work for about 3 months, most training schools have to refund the parents for the rest of the course they haven't taught. So many training schools are just closing down in general. I spoke to a couple of people and they said maybe 60 to 70% of training schools will probably close down in the next 2 to 6 months, because the parents don't want to pay for more courses because they're struggling for money, are asking for their money back because, one, they don't have time anymore, because most of the schools in Zhuzhou have told the students they have to work on a Saturday or a Sunday, so they have 6 days a week rather than 5, or the parents are afraid that if the children go to school or the training schools that they might get the virus or it might spread more. But I don't think this is really a thing, because everybody in China has a little QR code on their phone that you scan and it's either green, orange or red. This isn't necessarily a bad thing though, because I think it will improve the quality of the teaching staff and the training schools that are left after this. And lastly, this part is probably the most beneficial but destructive impact, because most of the teachers aren't here right now. Most training schools offer online classes with those teachers in their own country. Because of the lack of teachers, I think many schools will change to online classes, which I hate. If I could choose never to do an online class, that would be fine by me. I'd rather be in person with the students Also, without having to pay a teacher's salary, rent, visa costs, the training schools who do online classes will see that it's a lot more profitable for the school and it's a lot less risk. So it's a lot easier for each school to do that. Instead, you just have an online teacher. So, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. And comment down below if you prefer online teaching or in-person teaching. I might make a video in a couple of weeks' time saying how I lost my job in China. Check it out here.